Hello, everyone. It's Kathy, and welcome into our Friday Live. So glad that you could make it. I've had a lot of questions about what's been going on with my health, and it was so much that I didn't feel like I wanted to type it all out. So I thought I would, kind of open up a little bit here. But I am going to wait until we get a few more people in. Okay, I see Margie and Rosie. Welcome in. And it says we got 7 people watching. So if you're here and you haven't said hello, please just type in a hey and say I'm here. So we'll know that you are watching with us. And I got a real cute little project, one that you've probably seen, but I don't know whether you've actually tried it or I've seen it go around and around and around. And I thought, I got to try this. I like to get on the bandwagon. Okay, Julie Kidder, are you new? Welcome in. Jennifer Rial, thank you for coming. And Kathy D, how are you? So we do have some people that's hopping on, so I'm so happy about that. And hopefully my sound is good. I think I finally got that fixed. And I hope that everything is going to work fine for us today. I've got my whole little box of goodies over here that I'm gonna pull up. Look at this. There's my little box of goodies that we're gonna be working from. We do have a PDF tutorial. I haven't put a picture here yet because I haven't made the card yet. I did a little prototype, but it was just so. I just wanted to kind of get the feel of the card. So now that I've got some people in here, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can give y'all a quick update as to what has been transpiring with me since last week when I talked to y'all. I think last week I told you I missed my rheumatology appointment, but I did make the one with the urologist and the ophthalmologist. So I got those two behind me. I do go back to see my urologist on next Friday, so we won't have a live next Friday. I'm going to do my very level best to try to be here Thursday at 2:00. I'm going to try to do my live that day. If anything changes, I will post it on YouTube, so keep a lookout. Hey, Marlene, welcome. I'm trying to catch everybody as y'all come in, but if I miss anyone, this is me saying hey. So I hope that everybody's had a good week. But this past week, Wednesday, I had 2 appointments this week. Well, 3 actually. I had to go to my rheumatologist on Wednesday. I had to see my PCP on Thursday and also go back to the urologist for blood work. So my urologist didn't give me any concrete answers. There are levels in my blood that are showing positive for lupus, but it's on the marginal side, she said. That was the word. Hey, Leisha, welcome in. Oh, we got a nice little group of people. I'm so glad y'all came in. So to let you know what she did a complete body exam. She asked me hundreds of questions about how I feel, all different pressure points and different things. She did a complete exam by touching me in all different points of my body, checked my range of motion. She's concerned about my neck. I do have a lot of neck issues. My neck is always sore. Jennifer always knows I want a neck massage. So, and she'll be here shortly. She's running a little bit behind, but she'll be here. So, anyway, she did an extensive amount of blood work. I'm talking probably 10 or 12 vials of blood that she had pulled from me. I told my husband, I said, I think they took about a quart of blood from me and I'm feeling a little faint. So we went and got something to eat afterwards because it was an early morning appointment. But even though it was an early morning appointment, I was there about half the day between the exam, the blood work, and then she sent me downstairs for x-rays. I have never, ever had so many x-rays on my body. But she x-rayed everything, my face, my mouth, my neck, front, back, sides, shoulders on 3 different views. She did my back, my upper back, my lower back, my end of my spine, legs, knees, ankles, everything. I told the girl when I was doing this, I said, this feels like a photo shoot without the pretty clothes. And so I also told her that my husband was going to need sunglasses that night because I'm sure I was going to be glowing in the dark from all of the x-ray. But anyway, I'll go back to see my rheumatologist for all of this, the results of these tests in 2 weeks. I think they got me in November 7th, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's the appointment. But anyway, I went to my PCP yesterday. He was really pleased with what they did. Oh, my rheumatologist did change one of my medicines to another kind, and she put me on on prednisone for a short period of time. So that is where I'm at right now. My PCP was very concerned about me. It was the first time that my doctor, and I've been seeing Dr. Carley probably for about 7 years, and he actually hugged me and told me that I was a special case. Now, I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing. When your doctor hugs you, you wonder, is it just because he cares that much, or are you really sick? I'm going to go with the first one and say it's because he cares so much. But anyway, I had a really good appointment with him. He added something to my medication, and hopefully with the changes that they've done, I'm hoping that I will see some improvement. She did talk about putting me on the Plaquenil, but she wanted to wait until she got all the blood work back and all of the x-rays and everything. She's believing that it is partially lupus, but a lot of arthritis as well. So, and I've never been literally diagnosed for arthritis. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Hopefully they'll get to the end of it. They'll be able to treat me and get me back on my feet. And I see all of the prayers and everything that y'all are sending up for me, and it means the world. So has my girl Jennifer got here yet? Jennifer, are you here yet? I think I have her. She has me silenced, I believe. But let me check my phone. Okay, she said she's coming. Just hang tight. She wasn't feeling good earlier today, and she laid down, and I think I woke her up when I called to see if she was ready. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip y'all down to my craft table so we can go ahead and get started. And hey, Tina, welcome in. I think I said hey to Marlene. Phyllis, how are you? I hope that I have mentioned everyone, and I hope that Susie, welcome in. I'm so glad y'all are all here. We've got 16. I want to see the day that I can look up and I can see at least 50 to 60 people. And Kathy Kelly, hey, how are you? Oh, I know, Kathy. Whatever's going on in my body, I think there's a lot of things going on. And yeah. But anyway, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to stop looking at the chat because I could sit here and chat with y'all all day, but we want to make something pretty, don't we? I know we do. So we are down to the craft table, and there's that beautiful mini catalog. I hope all of you that want a catalog have gotten one. And if you haven't, please email me and with your mailing address, and I will get you one out. So that's always my pleasure. This is our PDF tutorial for today's project, but I don't have the card in yet. I just got some things, and I always print me out one of these because Jennifer will take notes for me, and she will literally let me know what I need to add to it afterwards. I know everybody has seen this card running around all over the internet. It's called the fractured or the faux shutter card. I prefer calling it a fractured card because it looks like you fractured the cardstock and you've got all of these different pieces that you piece together. In actuality, this card is so easy to make, and if you've watched any of the videos with the ladies that's made them, you know what I'm talking about. It is so simple. I use the very cute paper, and I use some red, and I use some of the gold glimmer paper, and I just stamped a sentiment for the middle, and then I put a little bear here, and Christmas is better together. This is my prototype. It's not perfect. I put a couple of little musical notes on it just to kind of jazz it up a little bit, but I wasn't really crazy about that one, so I'm hoping what we're going to do today, I'm going to like a little better. And I've got 2 cards to make in 2 different colors. So the first one we're going to make is a classic Christmas one. The second one we're going to do, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to bring out my ink pads. I'm going to use my VersaFine. This is on my Craft Room Faves. So if you need a VersaFine dark black pigment ink, I highly recommend this one. Now, Memento, if you're going to use it with alcohol markers, always get Memento because your ink won't move with Memento. Your alcohol markers will smear it. You can use your water-based markers, like your Stampin' Right markers, work great with this. They don't work so good with Memento. So sometimes it's always needing to, it's always what ink you need to use with what product. Also, I've got my Versamark because we may do some embossing. And along with that, I've got my little, oops, I almost made a mess. I just about made a mess. I've got my essential kit for embossing, and that's my embossing buddy, my my reverse tweezers, and a little brush. And then I have this brush I've had for a long time, and it's a Nuvo product, but I have that in there too. So I'm gonna set that over there. And I've got some silver embossing powder, and I've got some silver twine. And this comes in a combo pack, and you get a roll of gold and silver. And Jennifer, I don't know if I put that. Yeah, I did put that on there. I remember now. And we're going to use a sentiment from Brightest Glow. And I also use the Joy of Noel dies. I'm going to set everything down there and get it out of my way so that we can start working. And I'm going to show you what I've already done. I've already cut a card base, 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score that at 4.25. I have a Mossy Meadow mat that is 4 by 5.25. Don't worry about any of the measurements because this will all be on the blog after the video. So this is a piece of designer series paper, and this is an online exclusive. You can only find this on the online exclusives. If you're interested in this pack of paper, I am going to have the order number on my blog, or Jennifer can pop it in as well. This paper is stunning. One side has an embossed sheen to it. The other side is muted, and it is so pretty. Look at that piece. Is that not stunning? When the light catches it, and in the back, it's just as pretty. This one right here will go great with the one with the Christmas lights, the stamp set. So, and then look at the argyle. That is just so stinking pretty. And you get 2 sheets of each one, the holly and the berries, which is the one I'm using today. And then you get the candy canes. And you get, like I said, you get 2 sheets of each design, and it is stunning. I thought it was so pretty. I had to have it when it came out. So that's gonna be what we're gonna start off with. So let me get what did I do with here it is. I'm going to bring up my scoreboard because I like to score my cards on my scoreboard. So I have lost my stylus that goes with this. It's probably down here on the floor somewhere, and I just haven't had a chance to look for it. But your Take Your Pick tool has a stylus as well. This is the one that I usually keep in it with the little pokey tool on the end. But today I'm taking that one out and I'm going to put this one in. You have a small ball on one end and a larger ball. I use the larger ball if I'm scoring designer series paper that is thick. If I'm doing cardstock, I use the smaller one. This big one keeps you from tearing your paper. So I'm going to use the small one to do the cardstock because it's a little tougher and it can take it. So I'm going to score it 4.25, just like that. Just making us a very simple A2 size card. So that is our card base. And I don't think we're going to need this anymore, not right this minute anyway. So we'll set that down. And I'm going to grab my green folder. And I'm going to give this a good crease. And I like to crease on both sides. I just like a card that will lay shut. I hate a card that wants to bounce. I know we make fun fold cards. In fact, the card you're going to see tomorrow, oh my word, I think you're going to love that card. And when you see how easy it is to make, I know you're going to love it. So this is going to be our piece that's going to go on here. So we're going to center that up right in the middle. And you know what? That looks like it's too wide. It is... No, it says it's 4.25. Let me see if this piece is right. Oh, this should be 4, not 4.25. So I'm going to need that trimmer. I was thinking it was a little bit too wide for what I needed, and yes, it is, just barely, but enough that it would throw my card off. Look at that. All right, make sure I got it right this way. I need 5 1/4 by 4. Yes, that's correct. It's funny how when you lay your pieces out, you can look at it and just eyeball the fact that it's not cut right. And that happens to all of us. We miscut or we forget to trim one side of our cardstock off. That's much better. So we're going to glue that down, but not right this minute. And then this piece is going to go on top of that. And this piece is too big too. What was I thinking? I guess I wasn't. That was my problem. This piece should be 3 3/4. Oh yeah, I cut all of them wrong. 3 3/4 by 5. Let's see if I got this one right. That is right. Almost. I think we can shave just a hair off of it. Let me make sure. If anything's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong in your lives. It never ceases to amaze me. Yep, that was about a 1/16 of an inch off of that. Okay, so we got that trimmed down, so all of our pieces should be right now. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to start building on this piece because I found it easier if I work from this piece and then put everything together. So what I've got here is I made a little bow out of that silver twine, and I went ahead and made everything ahead because I wanted to be able to have time to do both cards so we can have 2 cards to give away. This is that holographic paper. And look at that. And Jennifer, I did forget to put that on there. I know I did. And yes, please let Jennifer know if you want to be in the drawing. Let her know as soon as you come into the room. Once she gets here, once you see her come in and say hello to everybody, always let her know, yes, I want to be in the drawing. That will keep from holding us up at the end of the live so we can get the drawing and everybody can get their pretties. So this is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 square, and it's a piece of the holographic. And you see how pretty it is? It catches the light so pretty. And I got a piece of cherry cobbler that's 2 by 2. And we're going to glue those together. But I went ahead and stamped on one and heat embossed it with silver embossing powder. And I did that because it would match that holographic paper really good. So this is the one I'm going to put down. And so I don't get glue on top of that, I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal. And I'm going to be very careful when I put this down to make sure that I get it where I want it. Let's see if we can get this way. And then go down this side. This stuff is super, super strong, but it will definitely hold your piece on. All right, so I'm going to try doing this in this direction and hope that I can get it exactly where I want it. That's good enough. It's over a little bit over this side, but you know what? I don't think anybody's going to even notice. Now, the tricky part is getting this centered into the center of your card. So I like to line this up on my mat and try to get a center point. And I know that looks pretty good and centered. So I'm going to do the same thing with no, I'm not. I'm going to use liquid glue for this, and I'll tell you why. I want a tiny bit of wiggle room on this one. And do I want to whack a little bit off of there? Here and here? I don't think so. I'm not going to mess with it. I don't want to mess it up. So I'm going to take my glue gun and I'm going to run a little bit of glue on the back of this. Now this piece, you do want it down flat. If you wanted to, you could have popped this up on dimensionals, but I didn't. So again, I'm going to center this on my board and I'm going to kind of eyeball center, getting that right in the middle. And it doesn't have to be perfect. We don't do perfect. We are creators, and creators are usually very imperfective people. We just like to make things pretty. So that's what I'm doing. I'm making things pretty. So we've got this down now. How you make this look fractured is with strips of the same color cardstock that your base is made out of. So my card base is cherry cobbler. So I cut these pieces in cherry cobbler. And guess what we're going to do? We are going to start up here at this top corner, and we are going to run one down as close and even to that as you can get it, and let it run all the way off of the paper. So I'm going to put glue. I might pull a silicone craft sheet out just so I don't get glue on my desk, just in case. I'm going to put glue on the back side of this one. And I'm real shaky today for some reason. I've been going through these little shaky periods a lot lately. And so y'all just bear with me. I'm still crafting. I told Okay, Jennifer just let me know that we have questions about this glue gun. I got mine off of May Made It site. It is put out by My Sweet Petunia, which is the same people that do the Misty. Right now they are out of order, but check at May Made It, and you can, yeah, the reason they're out of stock, Alicia, is because even My Sweet Petunia is out of stock. You can't order it directly from her. So just keep an eye out. If you go to May Made It and go to where the glue gun is, and it will show that it's out of stock, and tell them that you want them to email you, they have the best price on it. Now they're not honoring they can't honor the discount code if you get a discount for being part of May Stamp Club. But if you, May is selling it cheaper than what I've seen anywhere else. So I think it's like $35. It comes with 2 bottles. One is full of Nuvo glue, and it has the regular tip on it. The other bottle is empty, and you can fill it up with your favorite glue, which makes it so great. I mean, it is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm telling you. I didn't think I would love it as much as I do. And what's so nice, you've got this base that you get with it. And see that little red thing in the bottom? That's a silicone pad right there. You see where my finger's at? And your glue gun, you don't have to put the lid on it. It just sits in there, and that sits up against, oh, I just felt my top. That sits up against there and seals your glue. See that, how it sits against that? And I have not put the lid on my glue since I got this. Now you've got the bottle, and it has a pin in the top of it where you can put it in. But I love the fact that you have a place here where you can park your top, and it's decorative. It looks like a little diamond sitting there. So I love this thing. I've already filled mine up twice. I do a lot of crafting though. So thanks for that question, and I'll keep a lookout too, and let y'all know when May has it, and I'll text y'all or put something out on Facebook that it is back in, so y'all can go and grab one. Hopefully, I'm sure there's a lot of other people that are waiting for these to come in, because these things, they sold out everywhere. So everybody wanted one, and you know what? I am so glad that I acted early and got mine. So great question. I'm going to bring that over. And you know what? I don't think I put enough of glue under here. So I'm going to grab my glue gun, and I'm going to run a little bit more glue across there and let that come out to there. And you're going to turn it, and you're going in a clockwise motion. So we're going to turn it, and now we're going to come from here to here. And again, this is just so simple and so easy to do. And it has such a beautiful effect on your card once you finish it. So that one's going to go to there. And now we're going to take that last piece, and you just want to cut your strips of cardstock. I just cut these off of the piece that I had left over from my card base, but you want them to be at least 6 inches long. So that's what I put in the directions, that these pieces are 1/4 inch by, Margie, I love May too. May was my mentor. When I first got into paper crafting and I didn't know what to do, I bought a Cricut because I thought that's what I needed to make cards. And then I found May doing a Cricut tutorial, and I loved her so much. I started following her, and I found out I didn't need a Cricut to make cards. I just needed a scoreboard, a trimmer, some scissors, and a ruler, and I was good to go. Now, I love all the tools. So y'all know I got tools because I love them. Now I'm going to take my paper snips. No, I'm going to grab a pair of silicone scissors, because, and I've got these in my my craft room faves. So if you want to pick up a pair of these are like the snips, but they're Teflon, so the glue doesn't stick to them. And just trim these off. And I got glue hanging off the edge of these just a little bit. Just trim them off like that. And hang on to those other strips because those are long enough that I can use on another card. So I will not throw those away. We're crafters. We don't throw stuff away. You know, because we always say, I can use that on something until that day you clean your bin out and you realize that, oh, goodness. Yes. All right, so that is the front of our fractured card. Now, how simple was that? Now we can take this piece and put it down on here, like that. And I am going to, oh, hang on a minute. I got to turn my heat off, down or something, because all of a sudden I'm burning up. Oh, give me just a second. I can do it from my phone. We finally broke down and bought an Alexa, but we haven't got her. Alexa's not connected to my thermostat yet. We're going to get her there, but we've got some issues on it that we got to take care of first. So tools, my heat, and yes, it is hot in here. It's got pretty warm outside, even though it's very overcast today. It did get very pretty. So what I'm going to do to put this down, I'm going to use that glue gun again because I love it. And look how nice and even it puts your glue on. And then just a little bit through there. And having that little fine tip is just like having the fine tip on your glue bottle and that way you don't have to buy those tips anymore. And you never have to worry about losing a pen. So I'm going to put this down on here, nice and even as I can get it. Something like, we need to wiggle a little bit. Let's wiggle this way and that way. Yeah, I was a May made it before I started with Stampin' Up. I did a lot of work for May. I was a moderator on her channel at one time. I also did I kept up with one of her Facebook groups, and once I started with Stampin' Up, I couldn't keep all of those jobs. Just like with Edith Ray, I was on her design team, and I could not keep those up because I was too busy trying to work my Stampin' Up business, which is what was paying me. So for that reason, I still watch these ladies because I love them dearly. They mean the world to me. And I still buy products from May and sometimes from Edith. Edith does more junk journals and things like that now than she does cards, and that's what she recruited me for her design team was cards because she said I made beautiful cards, and I was so honored that she thought that I made pretty cards. Now from the I cut two little pieces of like little boughs of greenery, and I want to put those up here. It's going to cover up a little bit of the fracture, but I think it's going to be okay. And I cut those from the Joy of Noel dies, and it was this piece right here. And I cut it in the same color, that Mossy Meadow, that I did my map on. So I'm going to glue these together just like that. I'm going to put just a dot of glue there. And I'm going to lay the other one over top of it, just like that. I'm just going to hold it for a second and let it adhere. And I am going to pull, do I want to do that or I just want to put the bow on it? I think I'm just going to put the bow on it. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty. Okay, we're going to put the bow down on there. And I think I'm going to do that with some art glitter glue as well. And just hold that in there. A glue dot would stick it quicker, but I figured I'll just do it with this, and I don't have to deal with the glue dot. Let's see if it doesn't hold it. If it don't hold it, we'll go back and do a glue dot. All right, glue dots to the rescue. I guess this metallic ribbon just didn't want to play with that. And I'm going to use my little picky tool off of here and just roll one up. And I'm going to stick it down right there in that glue. Well, I'm going to try to. If it'll release off of my finger. Eh, don't want to stick to that now because of the glue. We're going to make it work. I'll put it on the bow. Let's stick it to the back of the bow and see if it'll work. And this was just one of my little simple finger bows, and y'all see me tie those. I do have a video, and I'll see if I can find that video and link it, showing y'all nothing. The video is just me showing you how to tie the finger bow. Maybe I need to make a new one. But I think it makes the cutest little bow ever. You can pull that down and get that, work your little loops and get them, looking frilly. And then we can put that right there. And I think that just really dresses it up. So I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal on the back of this, if I can find it, because I really want this to stick down right here. So I'm going to take some Stampin' Seal and just go right across there just a little bit. And then I'm going to lay this into that Stampin' Seal. And then for my inside, I'm going to get a piece of, I should have pulled this earlier. I don't know why I didn't. Let me grab some mossy netto. I don't think that's going to be, well, yeah, we can make that work. Let's cut that down to 5 1/4. Yeah, me and Jennifer, we met Edith when we went to Made It Con. We went to one of Nene's crafting events back in, gosh, Jennifer, was it 2017 or 2018? I think it was 17. I don't know about Jennifer. She's not the paper crafter I am, but I had so much fun. I had a blast. I got to meet Maymay and Vinny and their boys, all except the oldest one, Jared. And I had so much fun. It was so memorable, and it's memories that I cherish forever. So I got a scrap piece of white, and I'm gonna cut this mat down to 3 3/4 by 5, and we're gonna stamp us a sentiment inside, and then we can call that card done. So 3 3/4 by 5. And let's see, what do we want to put in there? Fall is merry and bright. Let me look at this one. Wishing you a season of hope and light. I think that will go good with All is Merry and Bright. Or we could just do a really pretty Merry Christmas. Let's do that. Let's just do it. I love Merry Christmas. I'm not one of those people that likes Happy Holidays because it is all about Christmas and it's about Christ. So I always say Merry Christmas. Some people might say it's not politically correct, but in my book, it's very politically correct. So I'm going to stamp that in the cherry cobbler. You could do it in the green, but I'm going to go ahead, since I got green on the front and the mat, and this is green, I choose the cherry cobbler because I think it's pretty. And I love the red and greens. The red and greens are so traditional Christmas. The next one we're going to do is not going to be quite so traditional. I need a scrap. I need a scrap of paper. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm in a craft room. Wouldn't you think I'd have a scrap of paper somewhere? I got some notebook paper right here, and I'll grab a piece of that if I can get it out. I just want to stamp this first and see. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. I always like to stamp it and see what it's going to look like before I put it on my piece of cardstock. I love it. It's so pretty. So again, I'm going to take some glue and put on the back of this. And then I'm going to turn this around. And we're going to do that same thing again. We're going to line it up, top and sides, and bring it down and press it. And then we're going to go over on this side. we are going to, I didn't see what was going on with Kathy Kelly, but she said she's going to have a fun afternoon. I hope you're doing something exciting. Oh, you're going to go watch Maymay and Edith. Okay. Edith lost her husband last year, and she has really been struggling since losing him. He was the sweetest man ever. He was so good to her. He was beside her side all the time. So I know how I would feel if I lost Dennis, and I know that Whit was the same way with her. So yeah, go watch her, support her channel, subscribe to it. Same thing with Maymay. I love Maymay and Vinny. They're from both of these ladies are in Alabama, and they are wonderful people. Very good Christian people, both of them. They love the Lord with all their heart. All right, so what do y'all think about my first card? Do you love it? I hope you do. I thought it was so much fun to make, and I love that holographic paper back behind there. It just adds so much to it, and then you got the glimmer of this paper. So I love this card. I think it turned out really stinking cute. So that's going to be one of our giveaways. So we don't know who's going to win that one, but I'm going to lay it. Let's lay it over here. Oh, and I'm going to give y'all a little sneak peek at the end of this show and show you what we're going to be working on for tomorrow's video. All right, this one, I'm using the Winter Garden, or Winter Meadow Designer Series paper. I used this just for tomorrow's video too. In fact, I used this piece of paper right here, which is gorgeous. This one, I'm using this piece. This paper is stunning. It is just, it's absolutely gorgeous. It looks like it's done in watercolors, and every scene of it is just new and beautiful. The greens and the blues, which I love. I love greens and blues together. I think they just complement each other so much. And this paper pack will not disappoint you. And the back side is just like a wash of watercolor. So here's my pieces for that. There's my pieces to make my fracture. I did this on an off-white, and I'm thinking, do I want to keep it on the very vanilla or shimmery white? I think the shimmery white's retired. I meant to check before. I think this is the shimmery white, but I'm going to go with it. You can use white as well. So if you don't have the shimmery white, or if it has been discontinued, you can always use a white. But I would use a thick. I like the thick for my yeah, it does. That card looks like it took you forever to make it, and yet it only took a few minutes. Y'all saw, I did have everything cut, but it's 2 squares and 4 strips and your mats and your card base. How simple can that be? So that's my kind of card. I like cards that look complicated but are easy. Okay, I'm not gonna hold y'all off anymore. I gotta show you. Here's tomorrow's video. Another card. This was my prototype. And this was done with some retired paper, but this stamp set, this one is called, I had it just a minute ago. What did I do with it? Quiet Meadow, or no, Nature something. But anyway, I'll have everything linked in the video, what this is, on the PDF. When you open it, look at that. Is that not beautiful? And the one that I'm going to show y'all how to make, I made it with that set I just showed you, and it opens like this. Beautiful. I can't wait for y'all to see this. I got to edit that video this evening. I actually recorded it this morning and got everything ready for this one. It is so pretty, and it's so easy to make. So be sure to look for that one tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be up at 12 noon. But if you don't see it at 12, wait around till 2. But you should get a notification if you're subscribed. All right, let's do the same thing with this one. Let's pull out our pieces. This one I decided not to use anything shiny behind it. I did use a glimmer paper though. And this paper is, and I got it right here so I can show it to you. It is called Soft Shimmer, and you get a Night of Navy, a Moody Mauve, a Berry Burst, and I believe this one is Lost Lagoon, and Pretty Peacock. And I used the Pretty Peacock because I wanted something to bring out that darker green with those berries and the Moody Mauve. So I thought those colors just really went together. And this one I didn't stamp yet, so we're going to stamp that one together. But I'm not going to emboss it with heat embossing. We're just going to stamp this one, and that's going to make it even an easier card to make. So I'm going to get my VersaFine black ink. I like that for my sentiments when I'm stamping something nice and bold and black. And let's decide what we want on the front of this one. The only thing you have to worry about with this is making sure that your sentiment will fit into your square. And that can be the hardest thing to do. This stamp set has a lot of stamps that are small enough. The All is Merry and Bright, we know that one fits. We could do just Joy or Let Your Heart Be Light. I like that one. That will fit. Let's do that. And we'll do this one inside, hoping your Christmas shines bright with the love of family and friends. That will be our inside sentiment. Just set that over there so we'll have it ready. And let's go ahead. And what I'm going to do to stamp this is I'm going to get this on my mat where it's straight. And hopefully by getting it straight there, I'll be able to get this straight. This one is kind of angled a little bit anyway. So I think we could probably get away if it doesn't stamp perfect. But here I go. So I'm going down into the middle and stamp. And see, this ink is so, it's pigmented ink, the VersaFine, and it always gives you a much darker image than your Memento Tuxedo Black. But if I was going to do any alcohol coloring on this, I would definitely not use that ink. I would go with the Memento, even if I had to put it in a stamping platform and stamp it 2 or 3 times. So that's just a little thing. That's just a little thing that it is. So I'm going to lay this on here, and I'm going to try to even that up. And I'm not going to, maybe I ought to try it at the angle and see if that gives me a better, but I'm still going to use my Stampin'. Do I want to put this one up? Since we're not using glimmer, let's put this one up. Let's put this one on some dimensionals. I had dimensionals a while ago. What did I do with them? Not the little ones, the big ones. There they are. All right, so I'm going to put probably 1 in each corner and maybe 2 in the middle. That will anchor it down really well so that it doesn't jiggle or move around on us. Oops, I got 2 there whether I wanted it or not. Let's put 1 there and 1 there. I think that'll be sufficient. I don't skimp on my adhesives because I don't want my card to fall apart. I don't think anything would be more embarrassing to send the card to somebody that falls apart. All right, so I'm going to try it this way, and I'm going to hold it like this. The good thing about this, you haven't pushed them down yet. We can rearrange it. Like that. And that looks pretty good. So now we'll bring this piece, and I need to decide which is up and which is down. You can see this pattern does not have a right way or a wrong way. It looks just as good like this as it does like this. So I don't think it really matters. Now, the piece that you put down like this, you always want to make sure you're gluing it flat down because you need something to run around the edges. So we have a new person, Jennifer? Michelle, welcome in. We're so glad to have you. I know Jennifer welcomed you, and Jennifer's my moderator. She's also my daughter. And welcome. I just say welcome in. The more, the merrier. I am trying to grow my channel and grow my business. So if you are interested in Stampin' Up! Products and you don't have a demonstrator, I'd be more than glad to get a catalog out to you and help you with any of your stamping needs. So I'm going to just kind of eyeball center that, not bad, and then press it. Now we're going to go ahead and do our little fractured pieces. So again, we're going to always start at the top of your peak right there and work your way around. That will ensure that you get your pieces exactly where they need to be. I think this time I'm going to try doing it a little bit different. I'm going to run a bead of glue all the way down to here. I should have put that mat back under there, shouldn't I? Let's get that mat under there so we don't get glue on my desk. So I'm going to lay this down just like that. Oops, don't pull it. It pulled in the glue and then it wanted to follow my finger. No, you got to stay right there. Okay. Then I'm going to turn my card and I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to bring my glue up to the corner and I'm going to run a bead of glue right down the side. You can put it on the piece if you like. I did that on the first card. And I wanted to see if this was an easier way of doing it. So I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to butt it right up against that and right up against my green shimmer, my peacock, pretty peacock. So pretty. I love that color. I'm glad they brought back some of the colors that they did because they were definitely colors that people loved. The pretty peacock was one of them. Blueberry bushel was one. I think Lost Lagoon was one. Lost Lagoon was before my time. It was before I started with Stampin' Up. But I've been paper crafting for a long time, y'all. Y'all know that. Any of y'all that have followed me even before Stamping Up, and many of y'all are here that was here when I had my own little craft shop. And like I said, that was before Stamping Up. And then after COVID, things got really hairy with the wholesalers, and I had to give that up. And Stamping Up dropped into my lap, and I think it was a godsend. So, and I have never looked back since because I love the color coordination is the biggest factor for me. Now we got those all glued on there. Let's turn it over and let's do our snip snip. I didn't get glue on these, so I'm going to use my regular paper snips. So I'm going to snip right here and here. Angle your scissors out when you do that so you can get a nice even cut on it. Just like that. And like that. Just like when you're fussy cutting, you always want to angle those scissors. Now I'm going to lay these over here with my red ones because, like I said, this will be enough to make another card with. Now I'm ready to put this down onto my Moody Mauve. Isn't that pretty? I love it. All right, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to use my glue gun and I'm going to put glue all the way around. And then turn it. What's so great about that glue gun is the fact that you can use your own glue in it because they do have the empty bottles that you can buy. They're out of the empty bottles right now too. But when you buy the gun, you get one empty bottle and a full bottle of Nuvo glue. The Nuvo glue's okay, but I'm such an art glitter glue girl because that's what I learned how to paper craft with. Now we're going to glue that down on there and see what a stunning card that makes. Isn't that pretty? Just enough of that green is popping out to pick up the green in that designer series paper. I love it. Oh, I had done some experimenting on this piece of paper, but nobody's going to know. I was using some of the luster wax from Sizzix, and I've got an order coming tomorrow, and I'm going to show y'all how to use the luster wax. I think you're going to love the effect. I'll show you a piece that I did in Night of Navy and blue and Night of Navy with gold on it. It was beautiful. I was just playing with it. All right, so now we need a piece of Moody Mauve and a piece of, do I want to do maybe Pretty Peacock underneath and mauve on the inside? I like to change things up. Y'all know I do. So I'm going to grab some. I will grab a piece of that. I need to cut a piece anyway, so we'll just cut this together. So I'm going to put this into my trimmer, and I'm going to bring it over to 4 inches, and I'm going to slice it. And then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to slice it at 5 1/4. And then I'm going to grab a piece of the white. And I think that since my card's already made for the shimmery white, I'm going to get another piece of it. And I'm going to cut it from this end. And I want that to be 3 3/4 by 5. I love matting my cards. I love, love, love a matted card. When you get a card that's been matted and it feels substantial. It doesn't feel flimsy. It feels like someone took the time to put some work in it and make it absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going to use that VersaFine again, and I'm going to put in this one, hoping your Christmas shines bright with the love of family and friends. What a beautiful sentiment. Stamp that down. And where's that ink pad? We don't like open ink pads in our craft room because I'm dangerous with one. I'm going to grab that Magical Meadow stamp set, and I just want to take and put this little berry piece. I use this on that card that y'all are going to see tomorrow too. But I want something to be right here in the corner. So I'm going to stamp that. And I think I'm going to use that Moody Mauve. I think it will just kind of bring everything together. So I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to stamp it full on like that. And that will dry lighter, so it won't be quite that dark when it's finished. Oh, and we're going to go back because I want to do something on here, maybe a bow or something. So we'll see what we're going to do there in just a minute. Let's go ahead and put some glue on the back of this and get it glued down to the card base, and then to the mat, and then to the card base. We'll do this first. All right. I love it when there's a little sentiment or a little something in the corner of the card. I think it just adds so much to it. So now we can bring this piece in and glue it down. I'm going to bring that in and just set it like so. Give it a press. And there is that card. But now I want to see what I want to do on the front. And you know what? This doesn't look like it's adhered down quite like it should. I think maybe it just needs a little press. Sometimes you just need to press your cardstock. Sort of like ironing your clothes. Just need to give them a press. Make sure everything's adhered down good. And let's see what I got in here that is that would make a cute little bow. I'm looking for some ribbon. And I think I want something that's more neutral. I think I'm going to go with this silver. This is Fear Ribbon, and it's the silver and white. And it is in our mini catalog. How do I know? I got a yellow sticker on it. So I'm going to do my finger bow again, y'all. Y'all know how I roll. So it goes over my index finger. Let me come down like this so you can see. You hold your ribbon with your piece against your middle finger with a little tail hanging down like that. And you bring it over your index and under your index, and then over your middle, and then under your middle, back over your index, back over your middle. And then you're going to pull this out and cut it and hold it really tight so it doesn't come loose. Then you're going to take this piece and you're going to feed it back through the middle here of your middle finger and your index finger. And yeah, sometimes it can be hard, especially if you're trying to make a small bow, but you'll get it through like that. And you're going to take that tail and bring it back through and thread it from this side underneath that loop right there. So you're going to come back up and pull it through that loop. What I try to do is get a hold of it where I can hold it and then pull it. There it is. I just got to get a hold of it. Now I got it pulled. And once that messed up. I messed up somewhere. All right. It's through. And that didn't work. All right, let's try. Let me start over. Somehow I got it mixed up. Over, under, over, under, then over and under. And then take this piece like this and push it through your index and middle finger. And then bring that around and pull it through up underneath that piece that crossed over. And then once you get it like this, what you want to do is you want to just work that bow down. Yes. I messed up again because it's not underneath that. Here I am. You know, I tie these 100 times a day and I never have a problem with them. And now I am having a problem. Let's do that again. We're going to get this, y'all. Over, under, through my fingers, and then back over this and under it, and there. Now we got it. That's what it should look like when you get it done to that point. Then you can pull that, pull it nice and tight, just like that. And then slide it off of your fingers. Sometimes that's the hardest part, is getting it off of your fingers, especially if you got fat fingers like I do. And then pull that down, pull your tails down like that. Then you can, I usually grab a pair of my ribbon scissors when I'm cutting my tails because it just gives me a much better cut. And I'm going to cut that at an angle and that at an angle. And then we got us a cute little bow that we can put right here. I love a bow on a card. I don't know what it is, but y'all know I always put bows on my cards. So I'm going to get a glue dot. And I'm going to grab one right here, and I'm going to put my bow into it and pull it off. And I'm going to stick it right about there. Now, to set this off, I'm going to take some rhinestone basic gems or jewels. Since that ribbon is silver and sparkly, we're going to put some sparkles on this one. I'm doing pretty good. It's not quite through yet. So has everybody let Jennifer know if they want to be in the drawing? I hope you have, because Tina Simpson, if you would let Jennifer know if you would like to be in the drawing. We're going to be doing the drawing just very shortly, and she needs to know, so we don't want to leave you out if you want to be in the drawing for a chance to win one of these cards. So please let her know. Just say yes drawing or no drawing. And if we don't hear from you, we'll just have to assume that you don't want to be in the drawing. But we prefer you to say yes or no. That way we know for sure we're not leaving anybody out. All right, so there is our card. Where's my other one at? Right here. And if you wanted to, you could decorate the envelopes, which would be super cute. Use that paper and this paper. Or you could emboss the cherry cobbler or the moody mauve. And I know, don't you just love a bow on a card? Y'all know I bow my cards because I think a bow just adds so much. So which one do y'all like the best? Traditional or non-traditional? I think they're both beautiful. So is Tina still here? Is Tina Simpson still here? If you are, would you please let us know whether you want to be in the drawing? Okay, Jennifer says you're still here. We're going to give you just a very few more minutes to let us know if you want to be in the drawing. And then we're going to move on and do the drawing so we can get this live wrapped up in about an hour. Thank you so much, Margie. I think they're both beautiful in their own way. I can't pick a favorite either because I think they're both special. And what do y'all think about the fractured card? Now, if you wanted to make this smaller and your card bigger, this would be very pretty on a 5x7 card. And you could make your middle a little bit bigger if you were doing a 5x7. You could probably do a 2.5 by 2 3/4, or 2.5 by 2.5, and the underneath part 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So, hey, Angie, welcome in. I didn't see you. And Michelle, I'm glad y'all love these cards. I had so much fun planning this out and making this. And like I said, this is all over YouTube. A lot of demonstrators, both Stampin' Up and non-Stampin' Up, have been making these. And I thought, I just got to get in there and put my spin on them. So, okay, we're going to go ahead with the drawing. We have not heard back from Tina, so I'm going to have to assume that she did not want to be in the drawing. So you got everybody else, Jennifer. We got 26 people, y'all. Y'all be sure to give me a thumbs up over underneath my name where it says Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. I need thumbs up. And if after the video is over, if you'll go and leave a comment on the Facebook post, I would love that too. That helps my videos get out there. So let's go ahead and since the cards are both the same, the first winner will get to choose. Yes, this one could be for any occasion. You definitely could make this. This could be a beautiful birthday card. So a thanking of you, a thank you card, a get well card, a sympathy card. I think this one would do anything. Thank you, Margie. Y'all are such a wonderful group of people. I love y'all so much. All right, what I need you to do now is hang tight, and we are going to... Oh, thank you. Is it Marietta or Marietta? I'm thinking Marietta. Did you get her, Jennifer? And Angie, did you want to be in the drawing? Okay, Jennifer said she is ready. So the first name that will get to choose which card they want is, drum roll, Jennifer Real. So Jennifer, congratulations. I need you to choose traditional or non-traditional. You can say red or mauve. Marita, I love that. Okay, and Angie did say she wanted to be... Okay, congratulations to Jennifer. I need you to pick which one you want. So we're waiting. She wants the red one. Okay, so our next winner is... Kathleen Thompson. You're the winner of the second card. So let me grab my sticky notes, wherever they may be, and grab one off so I can put the names on them. Y'all know me. I think I have your address, Kathleen. Let me double check, but I believe I have. I do. Yes, I do. So I have your address, and I'll get this one out to you. And of course, Jennifer Real. I've got you. I can just put Jennifer R on yours, and I know exactly who you are. Jennifer and Margie and Marlene and Alicia, and there's a lot of y'all that have been around and have been following me long before I was doing Stampin' Up. So y'all are the ones, my tried and true. But the same with my new people. You know what? We're all family here. I want y'all to know that I love you like family, and y'all mean the world to me. So congratulations to both of our winners, Kathleen and Jennifer. So I got your names on the back of the card, so I will not get it mixed up. Let me flip back over to me. Another live behind us. Well, enjoy Kathy Keller and really enjoy those two ladies because they are both wonderful. And like I said, May May was my mentor. I tell her all the time, I do what I do because of the way she taught. So I love her dearly. She will always be very special to me. In fact, I told her on her live the other day, I got to get back down to Alabama and see them guys. So as soon as I get to feeling better, I'm hoping that maybe me and Jennifer can take a runaway and go down for a weekend or something. That would be super, wouldn't it, Jen? So anyway, I love you guys so much. I want to thank you for being here today, for being a part of my crafty family. Know that I love you. I appreciate all your prayers. They mean so much. And I'm hoping that day by day I'll start feeling better. I'm hoping the doctor's appointments will come fast and I'll get to go back and see what they find out and then hopefully get on some more medicines that will help me feel better. But I know that it's all in God's hands and I know that I'm in his hands. I'm going to be okay. And I always close every video with, let everything that you do and say bring honor and glory to our Lord Jesus because he is worthy. Thank you guys once again for being here. Mwah. I love you all. And until remember, next Friday will not be alive. I'm going to try to do it Thursday. If there's any change in that, I will post it on my Facebook group. So if you haven't joined my Facebook group, hop over and do that so you'll get all the notifications there. Thanks so much. God bless and keep you. Bye.